I'm Dr. Ken Gray, holistic physician. After over 3 decades of healthcare and over 10 years of radio and podcasting, I decided to explore wellness around the world. Join us on this motorcycle-driven journey as we embark on a transformative adventure, discovering healing through travel and connection. This is Maximum Health Road to Wellness. So we're in West Chelsea, so we're going up to the High Line, which is high, and it's a line. But it used to be a railroad. It really just rusted, and it was ugly, and no one wanted it, and it almost wasn't here in the way that we're about to see what became of it because of the Friends of the High Line. So, the wonderful thing about this place, well, many wonderful things about New York, despite what, some people in the world might say, it's still one of the greatest cities in the world. And it's where I'm from. I'm from Flushing, Queens, born in Flushing Hospital. So I've seen it change, I've seen it grow, I've seen it through some of its worst. One of the reasons we moved is crack became prevalent in our community, and my dad that raised me said, hey, we need to get out of Sodom and Gomorrah, as he called it. And I hated it at the time. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay because New York, when you work so hard to become a part of it, you feel a part of it, and it has the ability to make you feel powerful. You can go anywhere and do anything. And as I was saying before, this was a railroad. You could see some of these buried tracks. It was defunct, overgrown with weeds. There was rust, there was everything. Then the Friends of High Line got together and petitioned. And as New Yorkers do, they made things happen. And what it is and what will set the tone to our day is finding beauty and nature in areas where it would normally have been unless people got together and decided that that was what was most important. This morning I woke up with the intention of showing you all some of the beauty that I found walking to the High Line. Met up with some wonderful individuals that then told me about this amazing climate science fair. Being able to share this with you was unplanned, but I'm happy to do so because it's an important and pivotal time in history, which is really about how we as humans have affected the planet, and unfortunately not really in the most positive manner. This is a Royal Enfield GT 650 Continental. Beautiful red. I think the perfect steed to make our way through New York City, the concrete jungle. That was a long ride. Them potholes are... I was like navigating potholes. So we are here in Brooklyn to visit with the Urban Community Centers. Sarah Baccio is the representative for that we'll be meeting with. She said, look, I've got a farmer's market. You can start there and then we'll go over to the farm where we farm the stuff that they sell at the farmer's market to keep their organization going. But it is about community enrichment, education, nature, health, wellness. A healthy community is a prosperous community. This looks like basil. This is another type of mint?
Yeah. Some of them are Scotch bonnet. I think these are Scotch bonnet.
This one right here is kale. That's collard greens.
Collards.
Are a little darker and lighter and ashy, you can tell.
Raw honey.
Hot.
Good, how are you today?
I have someone here who's interviewing and taking videos of the market. Maybe do you want to talk about your history here at the market and what you're selling?
How much they paying?
They're paying with publicity.
I don't know how much you want.
$5 an hour.
All right. Oh, wow. Okay, all right. Deal.
One of the good things about doing this, it's not about making money.
Right.
It's about taking care of the elderly and people who are, have health issues. So what we do in the market, we make sure the food has no chemical and no pesticide.
Right. So you're keeping the people healthy
Right.
through the
And
food.
then as the city advances, even though we have global warming, they are taking the compost from us, making carlots and doing all kind of crazy things. Instead of helping us more to make compost and to increase and get young people in the garden, we are not seeing that.
Right.
Instead of increase vegetation to lower global warming, they might be looking about building more houses
Right.
to make money,
Right.
which is totally against human survival.
Well, yeah. Because eventually you
So-
won't have people to live in the houses.
Right?
Wow. This is huge. This is bigger than I thought it would be.
So we're here at the East New York Youth Farm. This space has been here since 1998. Back in the 90s, before this farm was founded, this was just an empty lot that was used basically as a dumping ground. The gardeners that already lived in this neighborhood, a lot of them came from the Caribbean, West Africa, Latin America, South Asia. They started taking it upon themselves throughout the 80s, 90s to build gardens on these vacant lots and lands. They found that this neighborhood could benefit from more green space, more safe space, places for youth and the young people that live here to invest in themselves, as well as more opportunity for healthy, affordable, nutritious food. So our organization was founded to kind of address those issues, and we do that by working with young people like Dantes here, who's one of our interns.
So my name is Dantes. 4 years ago, I was just like a regular kid, just doing bad stuff. My brother still work here, so he introduced me to it. So I was like, oh, let me volunteer. And it was like a little getaway. It was peaceful. I used to love being on the garden, seeing the cats. So we do have farm cats. There's no chilling with the cats. Then I started working 4 years ago. And I just love the passion I have for the community. I love helping people out. I love giving back to the community. So it was like every year I came, it just to do better, to learn new things, to help out the community.
Stressing of community through this episode already is becoming very prevalent. People banding together to make sure that there's balance with urban planning, along with our needs for health and wellness, not only psychologically as to how we structure our communities and whether we overbuild or tear down places that are needed, but also our ability to fend for ourselves and for the older population that we care so much about. A lot of these farmers grow foods that they share with the older population in order to keep them healthy mentally and physically.
This here is Japanese eggplant. This is actually the bitter melon plant. That's Efoshoko, Nigerian spinach.
Bok choy.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that.
These are our long beans.
This is a big fig tree.
There's another one back there that we have. So not a lot of people know how figs are really made.
Yeah.
So they are
I
made,
do.
Oh.
No, go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
they are made from like wasp. So the wasp will go inside and basically like, what's the name?
Die.
They would just basically
Decompose,
die
yeah.
inside there, and that's how the figs are really
So
made.
yeah,
So
because
you
it's
just eat it.
and the fig is an inverted flower.
Yeah.
So when you're eating a fig, you're actually eating a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fed off of a
Which
wasp.
is very interesting. My first time having it,
Yeah.
I was like, a wasp.
Yeah.
I was like,
This right here is red callaloo. This plant you'll see all over the city. Maybe not the red, but the green callaloo as well. And it's because the seeds spread so easily. If I just like hit it, I have like all the seeds. Yeah. So the wind will just blow these seeds all over the place. We didn't even plant these plants. They just pop up every year.
The healthiest okra I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Huge.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm proud of this because I started these seeds.
I've never seen okra this big. This is monster okra.
Yeah, they're doing
And they're
really
so
good.
healthy. They're not even ready. They're not even fully grown.
Oh wow!
Oh,
It wasn't this
wow.
big last week. Just some squash, pumpkin.
That's huge.
Yeah, it might be stinging nettle.
Okay.
careful,
Yes. Yes. That's
yeah,
what it is.
It's
Nettle.
stinging nettle.
As we leave this urban farm and farmers market, I feel completely enriched by being immersed into this community, and the deep connection felt is truly inspiring. Our next stop is going back to Manhattan, taking us midtown to the Flolo Holistic New York City Wellness Center, which is much more than a float spa.
Hey, you must be
Dr.
Joel.
Ben. Yes, so nice to meet you.
So thank you for everything. I've got my slippers on. I am in Zen mode.
This is our dry flotation.
Dry flotation.
Yeah, would you like to just give it a quick try?
I would love to.
Okay, hop up on here, on your back. This is a way to float without getting wet at all.
How perfect is this? That's great.
One of the many beautiful gifts of being the host of this show is being able to experience all of these wonderful healing and wellness opportunities. This is luxurious right now, what I'm feeling, and I urge everyone to at some point try this.
Right, I mean, actually what happens here is, like you saw, the table is kind of flat and solid, and then it just drops out beneath you, and now you're basically floating in water. So you hear some of the bubbles, but then it calms down. We usually give people headphones, right, and just kind of put them in their own little, like soundscape,
Let's get vertical again. It almost lets your body, like, you feel like your head is hanging and your feet are hanging, and then the rest of your body comes up, which is nice because it gives you a little stretch.
Yeah, right, I love the end like that.
Time to get back. Well, it's funny because my patients after treatment, they say, time to get back to reality. I said, no, you were in reality. This is all different levels of reality. So I don't like saying time to get back to whatever. It's all continuous. The hope is that we can think and value enough and more of ourselves to include more services and experiences like this, because that's self-healing. Like, we have to choose to do this, right? And without the choice, making the choice, your life becomes, the reality without this. Magnificent. And I don't use that word much, but this is magnificent. This is a treasure in the city. This is a find for sure. It's like a temple of light.
I'm always amazed at how many pockets of goodness you can find when you just know where to look. For those that live here in the city, it's wonderful to know that they don't have to go far. You don't have to go upstate. You can just find this wonderful respite of peace and tranquility and rejuvenation right here in your backyard.
And then this is our outdoor terrace.
Nice. You still, even though you're in the middle of the city, you feel protected in a way.
Yeah.
Like you're, still feeling in a meditative zone.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling like I'm back in the city.
Totally. I mean, it's really an oasis.
Yeah.
Especially in Midtown, and especially this part of Midtown.
Yeah.
It's just, we're 2 blocks away from Central Park, and Times Square is right down the street, and down at the corner is Trump Tower.
Right.
So this has been a pretty wild part of town, and when you walk in here, you just like lose all of that. It's like it doesn't exist.
So tell me a little bit about the all of the different services.
Sure. Acupuncture, Chinese medicine, massage,
Right.
Of course, sensory deprivation floating. Now we have a cold plunge with a steam room. We have an infrared sauna, also a 2-person infrared sauna, so a lot of couples come here to use that.
Right.
A really beautiful salt cave, and that's a real halotherapy salt cave, so we fill it up with salt air. And then, of course, like you experienced the dry float.
Yep.
I want you to experience one more thing that I've created, which we call it the sound and light float.
Okay.
It's like the opposite of sensory deprivation. Yeah. So the table itself is a flotation table.
Okay.
Underneath it, I have these transducers. So this is a vibroacoustic sound table. And then over your head, that light, that's a stereoscopic strobe light.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put you on a session here, if you're okay with like flashing light.
Sure.
Right, and I'm gonna have you put on these headphones.
Thank you.
But also keep your eyes closed.
Okay. If I can share what I'm feeling, the vibration is, it's very bassy, that's a word, and it's fluttering. So with the fluttering, it's going through my body, and it's matching the strobe, which, although my eyes are closed, the light is, it's almost like going between
red and blue, but very fast and in different patterns. It's really special. Mr. Joel Granick, we've seen so much. You were very welcoming to us, and it was such a gift to have been in this healing space and to felt some of the healing therapies. So I hope that people can come and enjoy and feel even a fraction of what I felt today being in your presence and in this place.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Pleasure. When you think of New York City, of course, you think of the Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty. However, there are other monuments to be seen, and one of them is an old train station, Bronxlandia.
We're at Bamtastic, Afrika Baby Bam, Jungle Brothers, real huge, not a band, sorry, group, real huge group from the 90s. So today we're gonna see what he's doing now, many years later, teaching the youth, spreading good vibes, and also fashion, arts, and creativity. Because without the arts, all communities die. That's what people need to realize. Art is one of our made food sustenances. It's one of the nourishing things that makes humanity thrive. Without art, we don't have the spread of knowledge and advancement of science or any of that because there's no reason to. So when you see things like this thriving in a community like the Bronx, the origin of hip hop, you really truly understand how important it is to not only salute the people like these that stay around and pass the torch to the next generation, but also, again, with our theme for this episode is finding beauty in the most remote, urban, concrete, metal, places. And that's what this place is. It's in Bronxlandia, and we're looking at Bamtastic. I wanted to, come here and just not only catch up because it's been years.
Right.
I mean, you created, as I was telling them, hits that as a teenager, we all danced to it. Here we are.
Right.
Why this building?
Bronxlandia is like an old train station, and I thought this is the perfect setting to, inaugurate Bamtastic, initiate me as a artist, a visual artist.
Right.
Because it all started right here in the Bronx. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Oh yeah, all hip hop.
So,
it's the origins of it.
I came and checked the building out. I walked inside. It brought back a lot of memories.
Right.
Because there's a lot of new changes going on in all major cities, where the old is being built on top of with the new. New buildings, new tech. Transient people coming in and out.
Right.
Less local people, and you still have that local vibe here.
Right.
In certain patches, and South Bronx is one of them.
Bronx is deep. The roots are deep in the people.
Yeah.
And so it's been the longest holdout.
Yeah.
Right? Brooklyn even gave over to the
Right.
gentrification and
Right,
everything, but
right.
Bronx is
Right. Right.
we talked about hip hop and you created all these beautiful hits. Hip hop is a culture.
Right.
In order for anything to be a culture, you have to have the spoken word,
Yeah.
the written word.
Right.
So spoken word was rap,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Written word is the graffiti.
Graffiti, right.
All behind us.
Right, right.
We got to
dance.
have a dance.
Right.
And then we got to have fashion.
We got fashion.
So
and the
hip hop has
DJ.
everything. So that's why it's the largest culture in the world at this point.
Right, right.
Honestly, no matter where you go in the world, someone knows something about hip hop.
Yeah, it was the freshest, and still is the freshest urban contemporary art.
Right.
Like the original multimedia before they
Yes.
called it multimedia.
Right.
Back in the 50s, I remember my dad telling me stories where they used to take toilet seats and put wheels on it to make their own skateboards.
Yeah.
Kids were playing in the street
Yeah.
with makeshift items.
I mean, just
And
talk
that
about the
turned into
dance.
turntables.
Just talk about the dance and what you needed to dance. You needed cardboard.
Right.
Why?
Or
Well,
linoleum.
cardboard was a linoleum, and it was all the stuff that was discarded and left on the streets.
Right.
Right?
And-
We turned garbage
Right.
into precious things.
And that's what I'm doing now with my
Right.
art. Where I'm looking around for pieces that I could use as stencil or
Right.
to paint on. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
So I'll pick up the cover of a fan and use that as a stencil. or I'll pick
And all of a
up,
sudden
like,
it's art,
scrap
priceless
wood.
art.
Yeah, exactly.
Priceless art.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even I find
absolutely.
clothes on the street and paint it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. I mean, look at this, broken down, dilapidated building, made
love it.
beautiful,
That's-
made beautiful by art.
That's where we get the term raw from.
Yeah.
You know, because hip hop came out of that mess.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that dilapidation.
That's
made
why it
something
cannot be
beautiful.
broken. You got a new album coming out.
Yeah. So that was a project that took about, it was sitting in me for about 15 years.
Okay.
As this hip hop thing is growing and getting a name for itself, it has these other punk influences as well. And I was like, what happened to that? You know what I mean? Like, it was on that Run DMC record. It was on that Beastie Boys record. You know, when Beastie Boys did Cookie Puss, you know, and they were a punk rock band before they were a hip hop band. I was like, where is that energy?
Right.
You know, I didn't want to make a record where I'm sitting in front of a computer and just, you know, putting things
Clack,
together
clack,
and
yeah,
clicking
yeah,
and clicking
yeah,
in a
yeah,
box,
yeah.
as they say.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people ask me, are you going to continue to produce records? And I was like, yeah, but I'm going to work with musicians, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to start with just the basic rhythm section, but I wanted it in your face
Right.
and loud.
Some good bass,
and
some
your
good drums.
energy.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
people look at, you know, there's the craft of songwriting and technique and all that, but then there's some people that don't write well or even sing well, but they put so much power,
Energy, yeah.
and soul, and
Yeah.
energy into it. And I wanted to work with music that pulled that out of me.
Okay. How do people access it?
On my Instagram page, Bam_jungle. At Bam_jungle is where you can see clips and the full-length music video, and then the full-length film will come later.
You know, I don't know what it was, but obviously we met. I represented you as an agent many years when I was much younger, in another life.
97, baby.
And I don't know what it was. I was dreaming, and I dreamt that we were talking about, you know, coming out with a new album called, well, I'll tell you it. Maybe we'll tell you it off air.
All right.
And I'll tell you the vision I had, and maybe you can
okay.
use that down the road after this release.
Yeah.
But and then it brought me here to do this.
Right.
I'm just happy to be with you, man. Thank you.
I'm happy to be with you
Thank
too,
you,
Ken
brother.
Greg.
Thank you for this time.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a gift.
Thanks for coming
really
out.
beautiful. All right, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Name, image, and likeness. Sophisticated devices.
New York City's connection to hip-hop culture is undeniable. Its ability to take nothing and make it something, its people, that New York state of mind is real. And with every mile I've ridden today, it's felt more real for me than ever. One of the beautiful things about being on a motorcycle is that you get to feel the environment you're in as you travel through it and become one with your journey. I'm reminded with every twist and turn today that we can not only find beauty when we look for it, but we can also make beauty wherever we go and choose to make it. And community is one of the most beautiful things that I've ever known and have seen whenever I've traveled the world. And the New York community is like none other, because when they get together, they're unstoppable. This is Max Health.
Carry on, you'll never break our bond. Death at my fingertips. Never move on. Never break our bond. Turn it up. You'll never break our bond. Turn it up. Can't get a moment of silence. Violence and violence. Get a life, womanize it. On a mission without a license. Fast forward, can't escape. Cameras can't see your face. Cut to the chase on a speed date. You'll never break our bond.